Hey folks, Sethaldor here with his GG files on Holy Paladin PvP, and I'm going to do some commentary and point out some interesting things. This is with a very similar spec as to my PvP spec guide. So you're going to see my first confrontation here against an Undead Holy Priest. I start doing some damage right away. You can see that 3.8k. You'll see these huge raid frames, by the way. It's their new raid frame system I'm testing out. I like having it right next to my character. So you can see some of the exorcism hits there. I had a 2.6k, there was a 1.8 there. I get that denounce proc you remember hearing me talk about from Holy Shock Healing. See that 12k flash of light off to the side there, and then an 11k. Get that silent solar beam knockback. Oh, health is looking bad. Gotta get those heals off. Still silence though. And I drop down. GG to the Horde there. And there was some interesting damage output from Exorcism. So here's our next confrontation. It's out by the road, coming out of the Alliance graveyard. This one's quite long. You'll see me heal up a few guys here, trying to push forward, gain some of that forward momentum, healing the guys in the front line. Something really important with PvP healing is knowing where the line of scrimmage, if you will, is. That 3.3k exorcism took down that Taran there. And what I mean by the line of scrimmage is where the forward battle line is. Because as a healer, you don't want to be too far away from that, and you definitely as hell don't want to be forward in front of that. If you're too far behind, it's problematic because you can't heal anyone who's actually taking damage. If you're ahead of it, you'll be the one taking the brunt of the damage, which is not the case you want. So, line of scrimmage is a very important concept for a PvP healer. You'll see that Moonkin, he's getting pounded there, and he gets up. Nice penance from that Disc Priest, and some help from myself as well, I believe. Pushing forward, get some exorcisms on that Shadow Priest up there. Shadow Priest do some nice damage in BGs, but down he goes. Getting this really nice push forward. This Paladin up here, Dwarf Paladin, he is almost getting out of my range. That rogue stealth kind of worried me, but turns out he didn't come after me. Trying to catch up to this Pally up here. I got him healed up. This Disc Priest had the same idea as me. I'm thinking, okay, she can get him. I'll head back, but no, didn't look like it. So I start putting out some damage thinking she'll keep him up, but that's not the case. That 4.6k on the rogue was kind of nice, but here comes the intercept. Nice chain lightning coming in. I decided to bubble out of that whole mess and managed to get my ass saved thanks to a lot of the other healers as well. Didn't manage to heal that person, but you'll see Butt Heal, that one that I just saved a bit. I end up saving her another time later in the BG. I like attaching myself to other people. That was a nice chain lightning from that other shaman though. Hit some a nice spread of damage there. You see that hunter there was healed up. Thank you for the effervescence from that healer druid. That saved my ass. Nice teamwork going on here. Get this really nice forward momentum. Popped that heroism. Smart move by the shaman who did that. Get some exorcisms on that guy going down. And moving on, I get a KB there with that 2.6k exorcism. Again, Hap the Moonkin seems to be leading the charge. Backs up with us. Heroism's running out, and we seem to have chased them off for a bit. Decide to mount up here, and we should come into another encounter fairly quickly. Kind of lost as to where we're going. I'm sticking with the group, and I see this prop Pally come over here. He gets a moonfire on him. I decide to throw some damage at him, and he goes down quite easily. I get an exorcism thrown on me from a slightly undergeared Blood Elf Paladin. He decides to bubble at very low health. Nice timing on that. Excellent. So we can't do anything. I pretty much have to kite him around and finish him off. Nice job. So there's two confrontations, one on the left side over there, a large one, and then a smaller one that's going to occur to the right side of the screen a few frames ago. So I decided to go to the larger one as I'm looking for people to heal, as is the primary goal of a Holy Paladin, of course. This Destro Warlock can push out some nice damage, and he's shooting at a mage. Mage is smart. He throwed up mage armor, if you noticed, but I try to keep him up as well as everyone else around me. This Paladin comes at me, charge and stunned him, and then decide to run around to the side, get my judge off, keep my buff up, and you'll see that he goes down. GG to him, though. Got some balls coming at me with all those alliance. Now, moving on, here is another prop pally. Prop pallies seem to like PvP. You'll see me with wings here. 4K, 4K. I had a 6K crit earlier with the exorcisms. If you don't think holy pallies can push out damage, let this be testament that they can. I was almost down there, and I'm barely keeping myself up. Got some dots. I have that daybreak proc, but I have to wait on the original cooldown. That shaman's getting some damage pushed out, but he is really nuking away, trying to help keep everybody up right now, as more specifically myself. At this point, I have to stop moving and just keep spam healing myself, because I've got a warlock on me with a mean old Felguard, as well as, I believe, a Death Knight pounding away at me. That Shadow Priest really could have done a number on me if he had joined them. So this is a point where that line of scrimmage is very important. You can see I was actually well ahead of that, and I'm trying to back up onto it, which is about where these 4 other alliance are. Hap and Barrows are in front of it. Shamrocks is kind of making it, and now we're kind of connecting the line again. Hap got feared, and I am moving forward from that line of scrimmage, which is very dangerous. You can see the line of debuffs on me right now, and I drop. So, very interesting in positioning. I'm back into the fight. There's that little no mage I was helping out before, and he is getting his butt pounded, trying to keep him up, and luckily he manages to get out of that mess, and I save him. So, keeping everyone else up. Everyone looks pretty topped off here. I'm kind of shocked that the Horde wasn't pushing out more damage. I see 2 guys in the mess there, and I try to save one, but the Typhoon takes him out. And couldn't save that guy either, just too many Horde up there. Something you'll notice is I frequently try to keep Beacon on myself, that way I don't have to worry about my own health. Got a Death Knight or Paladin and a Moonkin looking at me. He pops his cooldowns while my bubble is up. Bad move on him, and then again I made a bad move and stunned the Death Knight before my bubble was down, which was unnecessary. You can see that line of scrimmage made up of the 4 alliance there, with Shamrocks part of it again. Break up and move forward, trying to push. That rogue deep in enemy territory is going to go down. Sitting back and doing a lot of healing. Don't have time. You see that 24k nice burst heal. Keeping Shamrocks up, really trying to push. You can see that line of scrimmage up forward and a lot of support in the back. Very interesting situation. It's really important to understand when you need to pull back and when it's okay to sit there and heal, and then prioritize healing over damaging. You see I saved butt heal there, and there's a Horde deep behind our scrimmage line, and you'll see what happens when that's the case. He dies rather fast. So keeping everyone topped off. There's a few at or below 50%. Get them up fast. Prioritize other healers first, because if they can focus on other people, then you don't have to. And this poor little mage is getting beat on, and I managed to save him. He gets away with his little freeze. Nice move there, and I am doing my best to keep him up. Smart with the Cone of Cold. You can see the Earthquake off to the right a little bit earlier. They're really trying to keep the Horde locked down there, and I get Death Gripped, and the Death Knight is really pushing out damage. You can see the row of Death Knight buffs. I lose the mage. He had that Druid on him, and you can watch my health. It's getting lower, trying to keep it up. Oh, and I'm down. GG to all those guys. Nice gangbang. Good job. And now moving on to the same location after the death. I come back and throwing out some heals, and they really know that I'm a bad one to leave standing. So you can see Rogue, Warrior, and I believe Death Knight on me, and I die again rather fast. It's pretty bad when you start making a name for yourself. This is a ramp just outside of the middle field graveyard, and you can see we don't really have an established line of scrimmage, whereas the Horde are at the base of this ramp at the moment, pushing steadily forward, trying to get some heals off and some damage. Got a Warrior harassing me, trying to take him down, and I believe he does go down. There he goes. That's what happens when you try to charge a solid line of scrimmage that you can see the Alliance had built there. I get out of the way of that silence and am well behind our line, trying to keep everyone up as best I can, as well as push out some damage. You can see the Exorcism. Looking back at this, I probably should not have been trying to push out damage and prioritized healing over that. You can see they're really pushing up. We have one guy way out front. He goes down. Pop a Holy Wrath to stun that Fel Guard who's harassing our guys. And we're trying to build the line back up here. And the Horde are just tearing through us. They're doing a really good job right now. Get some the Roar of Courage from the Hunter Pets, some random raid buffs going on. Looking at those procs, you can see the Light of Dawn was that giant cone that I used on Shamrocks just a moment ago. And that Horde is really close to dead. Oh, he gets healed up right before I get the Exorcism off. What a shame. You can see some AoEs up at the top of the ramp, trying to keep that Hunter up. He's getting some focus fire. Horde Shaman also has a fire elemental here. Really all we can do is postpone the inevitable. There are so many Horde down on that ramp coming up. Nice chain lightning there. There's already some Horde up top here. Doing my best to heal everyone, and down goes one of my buddies. And another one goes down, the Hunter. This is just really bad. And at this point, it's pretty much over, just doing my best to keep everyone up, try to stall them. Something you'll notice, though, is those are actually not players, but treants that were hitting me. And a rookie mistake, and even I do it sometimes, is people freak out when they see a lot of things hitting them. It's a rookie PvP mistake. You need to understand what your exact situation is, whether it's actually something to worry about or whether it's just really a nuisance, such as those treants. So we're getting close to the end of the match here, and the Horde are pushing back towards Icewing Bunker, which is where we're at now. Very, very thin line of scrimmage from the Alliance, and some massive nuking from that Horde ball right there. And I believe that's the end. Yep, there we go. So let's go ahead and look at these results. You can see overall, I actually ended up as 4th highest healing done. That's what I have this sorted as. And you can see very low honor gain, unfortunately, because I came in a little late in the game and we obviously lost. So let's look at the Alliance one. I was 2nd highest healing done on Alliance, only beat by a Druid who had some really nice group healing. GG to him, GG to the Horde for winning. You'll notice I had 6 KBs as a Holy Paladin. 6 killing blows as a Holy Paladin. And only 5 deaths. That's increased kill-death ratio. That's nice. Not bad honor kills, but that's not what you want as a Holy Pally. It's nice to get them, though. And low honor gain across the board for the Alliance. GG to the Horde for their win, and it was an enjoyable round to do. It wasn't over instantly, and it wasn't too impossible to get some kills for both sides. So I would say that is an excellently handled and balanced BG round. Thanks for watching. This has been Sethaldor of Blade's Edge and the Guild Sacrilege, giving you a preview of how that Holy PvP spec fares. Keep in mind, I did this in mostly PvE gear in a PvP situation. I believe I had 3 or 4 pieces of PvP gear in this BG. And I managed to push out huge healing numbers, as well as do some nice damage. Thanks for watching again. Please subscribe if you liked, comment, thumbs up, feedback is excellent, and can't wait to put out another video for you guys again. Thanks a bunch.